Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today we're gonna be messing around with this IBM/Lenovo x3850 ESXi. I wanted to try and install the newest version of ESXi, which is the 7.0, and this is what the long middle finger looks like from VMware when your good old trusty 8-year-old server, which probably, well, it was at least $20,000 8 years ago, is no longer compatible with the operating system. So yeah, long middle finger, thank you. And this is one of the reasons why I myself have been looking into Proxmox, and I do know that a lot of people has been looking into other stuff, XCPNG, I forget, but other virtualization platforms that where you don't have to put up with this. So today we're gonna try something different. Also, just to note, this is a 2 GB USB stick, and I had to take that out because the version 7, it wanted a 4 GB USB stick. So be aware of that. And even though I had to boot everything and try with a bigger USB stick, yeah, it just came a bit further to tell me that no, just no. Yeah. So I had different suggestions on the earlier video that I did on this, and one of them was they would like to see a performance test of this, and to do that I want to try and install Server 2019 and try and do that render thing where you see all the processors. I've never done that with 40 real cores, and with hyperthreading that is 80 threads, and that would look pretty cool in Cinebench. So I think we want to try and do that. That could be cool. Also, the power meter has shown up. It has never been lost. I just lost it on the floor. Yeah, long boring story. I can now measure power on this, and we're gonna go do that. But yeah, I can power it down now, and I have my ESXi on this USB stick that I can just take out, and then we can try and install Server 2019 on the hard drives over here, and we don't have to break anything. Awesome, right? Yep. Oh, I turned it off, so now we can remove that USB stick again. No need to have that in there. It's just gonna mess up our installation. Yeah, they didn't make that smart. It's made for women's hands. So, okay. Nothing wrong with women's hands, but yeah, this server is made for them. Oh, that USB stick placement is definitely made for it. We also have the grid card in here. That could also be fun to see that in Windows or Server 2016. So, cool. So I have inserted a USB stick here, and over here we are installing, I hope it's Server 2019. I haven't written anything on that USB stick, and this 2016 USB stick is in the living room. So yeah, I hope that's the one that we are going to be installing. Otherwise we'll find out. Yeah, it is. Okay, we're all good. I'm gonna try this, and it's probably not interesting at all because somehow Microsoft products are more compatible with old equipment. Okay, there is something here. Those hard drives in here, I put in 4 hard drives, and they were all just a bunch of disks drives, and they put through all the crap that they have on there. But happily, drive number 0 is unallocated space, so we're just gonna put it on there. So yeah, let's put it there. Okay, it continued anyway. This USB stick that I'm working with is a USB 2, so it's a little bit slow. Also, the server only has USB 2, so well, it adds up. Okay, so while that is installing, we can see the server is right now using about 440 watts, which is that's kind of a lot. So just 439.37. Kind of uses quite a bit of... Oh, then it dropped dramatically. Let's check it again when it's done loading Windows at some point, and then maybe check it again when it's doing a performance test. That would be cool. Okay, so now it's booting Server 2019 for the first time. I ran into a bit of trouble. Those just a bunch of disks. I wasn't able to boot on disk 0. It just didn't want to boot. I tried a couple of them and it didn't work. So I went into the RAID controller and I configured a virtual drive on the 4 drives. So right now I have a RAID 1 on there, 200 and something gigabytes, that I then installed Server 2019 on. So I cheated a little bit here. I didn't bring you along for that, but yeah, the server just ignored that I had something installed on that drive and didn't want to boot on it. So okay, Server 2019 has now finished installing, and I even went ahead and did all the updates. Been doing other stuff. Just look at this. Maybe you can see it. Maybe I think we have to go closer. This is the task manager trying to show us 80 logical threads. So up here there is that is the Intel Xeon CPU i7 8850 2 GHz processor, and we also have Cinebench that I think we should try and run. CPU test. That's gonna be fun to see. That runs, it's some very small buckets that it's using there to complete that. 2845. That's not bad. I'm gonna do it again. It beats everything that it has down here. Older CPUs, I do know that, but yeah, it did fairly good. Be mindful that this server is 8 years old. So I wanted to see how many watts this was taking. So 386.7 watts right now. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna push the button and we're gonna run that test again. Okay, so the test is running and we jump to 500, 700, 770, 700 and... Oh, come back. 770. And we're done, apparently. Okay, so it uses a lot of power when it works full throttle. 770 watts is quite a lot, but well, when it's actually doing a lot of work, it's more okay that it uses a lot of power. The 380 watts just doing nothing, that's a little bit more iffy. Right now it's off because I wanted to see if maybe one of these. This is from an older Lenovo / IBM x3650 Model 2, an expansion to put in 4 more drives, and I was just curious if it might be the same as the one that is in here, and so maybe this could be used in there. So we're gonna open it up and have a look. So down here is the expansion thingy where these board fits. And what I could run into is probably some of these, that's the power connection or this connection. They swapped that out, so it might not be the right one, but well, we can at least have a look. So yeah, we have to unplug all the drives, just pull them out ever so slightly so that they are not connected to the backplane. Otherwise it's not gonna. And also the empty fillers. There, and then this comes out and this goes up, and we have to disconnect some cables. That one is too short, that one is also too short. So let's see, how does it, oh, it looks very similar indeed. So probably this is the same. So I could probably try and remove this. And it has another bracket on there. So I'll try and put this in that could be fun. Let's try and remove this bracket here. This one I had just laying around out in the data center. I must have taken it out of a server at some point, or gotten it with a server or something. I forget. I have like a lot of spare parts laying around. So we have the board itself. So let's see if we can remember this. Let's see. That one was the bottom one. So the one with the white connector is going to be the top one. This one doesn't have that white connector. There is room for it there, but it's not installed. So yeah, there is that. So this plastic thing comes out, goes down that way, comes out, okay, and then this thing goes in. There. So now we suddenly have room for 8 drives. Cool, right? And so there's not a lot of room down here, so we need to make some more room. So let's get rid of this thing. And we have this fan assembly. Take that out as well. Makes it a little bit more light down here. We have this connector for the first 4 hard drives. And this one, it comes with another one for the 4 next ones. So will this fit? This is of course just some random cable that just happens to sit on it. So yeah, let's see how far we get before we run into trouble. I'm sure there's a set available for this server where all the cables are just exactly the right length and all of that. It's just also pretty cool when you can get something up and running that wasn't really meant to go together. I like that. We have this thing down here, which is all of the cables. So we need, there is 2 power cables, which is good because we're gonna need 2 power cables. And there is 2 of these management cables as well, which is also good because we need 2 management cables and they go down. So we can probably connect all of those while it's sitting up here. And it seems like that there's a short one that goes to the closest one, and there's a longer one that goes further up. So that makes sense. So that one goes in there. Longer one goes up here. There. And the same thing with the power. We have a power connector that goes in there. And a longer one that needs to go in up there. Cool, and then this is not too long anymore. And then we have these connectors. So let's try that. This one goes in here, where it also was before. There. And then we need to see if we can get this one to fit over there. That is probably going to be a bit hard. Let's see if that's possible. Might need to take this power connector off again and put this in. See if that will go in there. It will. And then this one back in. It's not happy about it. Yeah, it works. What a ninja hack. Okay. So cable's long enough. Seems like it. So we're gonna put this back in place. Go in there. Oh, there is kind of rails that it needs to follow going down, and then this one pushes out and we're locked in place. Then there is this thing which has this blue handle because it's impossible to get your fingers down there, so thank you very much for making that. Let's see if we can manage. Wow, that was easy. We need to remember to put in these fans there, and this thing, And we're good to try and see if we can get some more hard drives up and running on this. I cheated a little bit and I powered the server without you. It makes a lot of noise when you just power it, and it has to go through and boot the IBM. We found our way into the BIOS of it. So I'm going into the RAID controller, which is in here. It's under adapter and Wi-Fi drivers. There, enter again. We need to go down here. Let's see if there's anything else. There is our RAID controller. It's an LSI. It's a server RAID M1015. Awesome. Crude little setup for that. Usual LSI style. And it will show me the virtual drive that I've created here with the 4 physical hard drives down here. So my idea is that now we can pop in some more hard drives, and they should pop up here if this works. And the server just keeps bucking me and ramping up the fans. What the? I have some of these drives. They're exactly like the other ones. These are for sale in my little shop if you need some. So let's pop those in and see if it if it looks at the drives when I pop it in. That's a great start. It looks at it, so that means the drive has power. Awesome. Next one. This plastic thing is not on there very well. That's irritating. The next one is being checked out, so that is cool. This one is being checked out as well. So now we have 8 drives in there. And this RAID controller in here is actually able to handle bigger drives. So in 2.5-inch drives, I could pop in 4 terabyte drives here, and it would be able to use those, or 5, or larger than that. I believe I tested this with 10 terabyte hard drives. That was a 5015. This is 1015, but it should do the same. So let's go over here and do a rescan. Scan for devices, and it will update. What have it found? Nothing more. I expected that. That's weird. Physical view. Oh, it does see the drives. They are just JBOD. So, but of course it works. So that's a thing. So that's cool. I don't like the red color though. That doesn't look good on it. So yeah, this looks okay. Now that it sees it, let's shut the server down and boot it into Windows and see if these pops up in Windows. Server 2019. The light here on the screen looks like flames kind of on the camcorder. Looks cool. Way better than in real life. So let's check. What does it see in the drive manager? Disk manager. Oh, it sees some extra drives. Yes, let's do something with those. Okay, disk 4 is apparently I think they might be in the wrong slot, so that the first 4 drives are in the wrong connector on the RAID controller. And then the next 4 drives are in, well, never mind. Well, it seems like this disk has some data on it, so we're gonna clear that. So in disk part we can list disk. This disk there, and it sees our drives here, sizes. There is 5, 4 of them are small and 1 larger. And this one has something on it, so we're gonna select that one. That's disk 2. Select disk 2. There, it's selected, and we're gonna clean that. And we can see that over here when we do that. Clean. There, it's disappeared, and now we can initialize it over here. Initialize disk, and we can use GPT. So yeah, this is kind of cool. We have a virtual disk down here, and we have 4 disks that are passed through. using just a bunch of disks. Awesome! So what did we learn? Well, ESXi 7, no go on this server, doesn't work anymore. It's 8 years old and they don't support it anymore. Ridiculous. It was a really expensive server back in the days. I think it was $20,000 or something like that. ESXi 6.7 works on it, but the latest version 7, not so much. Server 2019, no problem whatsoever. Had problem booting from a JOB disk. Don't know why, but maybe I could have messed with that longer and gotten that up and running too. But I made a virtual disk instead. Popped in this backplane. That worked really well. That was no problem whatsoever. So that's good to know that if you should happen to come across one of these servers, that you can get a backplane from an x3650 Model 2. At least the 4-bay backplane worked. I don't know about the 8, that would have to be tested, but it's about the same thing. It also has 2 connections and, well, it might only have 1 power block, but never mind. This works, this is great. I like this. 8 drives out here with like 4 terabytes in each, which wouldn't be too expensive. Well, you could have 32 terabytes of data in your server like that. Maybe combine it with some SSDs or something like that. So I'll kind of have to take these drives out again. Otherwise, I'll have to go and tell the web shop that there is less disks to sell. I could do that, but then again, I don't really need them in here. This was just for show. Do go visit my little web shop. I'm probably gonna take all of these drives out again, and I want to try and install Proxmox on here as well. I think that would be interesting. Maybe we should do that before I take the drives out, because Proxmox has some really cool solutions for managing disks where ESXi is, well, they don't. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.